Hello there, it's Philoxy, and I thought I'd show you a little clip of a game I had with my Fuso on Faultline. Now, I have to say, I really, really love this ship. It's just phenomenal. It is a real bitch. It's a diva. In 1 minute it gives you everything, and in the second she just you know, breaks your heart. But then again, you know, it's a gun, it's a ship with 12 guns, so you can't have it all. Yeah, I chose to go to A because I honestly, if I would have been like on the 8 or 9 column, I probably would have gone over to C. But I don't feel comfortable at B, that's for sure. And so I thought, you know what, why not support A? Um, Maybe something's going on there. You never know. So anyway, already spotted. So you see, if I would have gone over to B, you basically become the focus of attention, and even though you might have a good battleship and good movement and stuff like that, but you will definitely catch a bullet, more or less, if you so want. Anyway, we got a nice even setup here. Don't think anyone's really favored. So we got the Aoba, you know, we got one more battleship. That's true, but they got one more destroyer. So let's have a look. Uh, yeah, the thing is, what really got me was that on the right-hand side over here, you see that Minikaze. It's not moving, and I was fearing it would might just remain AFK. Fortunately, it didn't. And so I didn't quite understand why that Nuremberg is going completely the other direction. But then again, at some point I did I just stopped questioning myself why certain people are doing certain things in the match, especially random battles. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, there's an Oba over there, and he's spotting a Cleveland. So um, that's nice. I like to have some assistance. A is already being capped. There's another Cleveland coming up, and it looks like okay. So we had two Clevelands and a Nuremberg. Clevelands, of course, I really despise these ships. They just, if you're in a battleship, because they just burn you, and ah, for some reason I always seem to get overpens on them, and I don't know, not very much one of my favorite ships. I hate them so much, I really should get one again. So anyway, I give it a shot here. Cleveland's turning away, but I kind of thought so, and goodbye. That's why I love the Fuso. Every once in a while, it's just a very joyous moment, and one of the reasons why I love to play World of Warships because these one-shot kills are just phenomenal. So anyway, and I think, yeah, let's do this again, and then, ouch. Okay, I do give him, I hit him 3 times, but I think that Cleveland saw those torps slowed down, and thus um, I just missed. I think that was what happened. So that Aoba here on the right-hand side is getting a bit of a beating, but I really can't do anything about it. But that Minikaze woke up. He's just passing me on my starboard side. So, and that Izakaza, I think it was the Izakaza that just kept B, which is really nice because really you need those, especially destroyers that cap, um, because that can make a difference. It's not just about killing warships, it's also about being smart. And sometimes, you win a game just by capping, especially later on when you play ranked battles, and you'll see that capping is just vital. So I have him in my sights, and they're still shooting at that Ioba, and that's still alive, and he's trying to do his very best. And I think, yeah, this will be it. Uh, it's a well, uh, 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 15,000 damage. There's nothing to be mourned about that. It's a very good shot. I would have loved to kill him though, but that was not to be, and so unfortunately. that Cleveland killed off that Ioba, which is very sad. So there's some complaining going on in the chat, but that's the same thing. You think, well, sometimes you kind of wonder what people are complaining about, but then again, sometimes you just don't. So that Cleveland is as dead as can be because even if I weren't shooting at him, my secondaries would definitely finish him off. So secondaries opening up there. Just got satellite, and that's it. Finish him up with another Citadel hit. I love that. So that must be a replay bug here because that Nuremberg is actually coming around. You can see it now. You can see it better. And I think he's probably going to do a full turn. And so I adjust for that, and I hope I hit him. And that's, I think, kind of a common mistake because what you do is, of course, I mean, I understand him, and of, he's been taken out of the match. So I understand him because he wants to get behind the island. However, it is very, very predictable, and that's really something you have to try to avoid. Predictability is really, in a game, not really something you try to achieve. Anyway, I can't really hit anything else because nothing's in range except for that Ognavoy, and he's being chased by the Minikazi. And of course, pretty difficult to hit for me. First of all, velocity of the shells on the Fuso is okay, but it's not outstanding. And, gun arc, or the way the shells are traveling, is a bit higher due to the way and the speed. The guns are set up. So I'm having difficulty in hitting him. Anyway, I want to help that Minikazi because, frankly speaking, a Minikazi is no match for an Ognavoy. And that is not a bug in the replay. That's a little lag spike I had in the game. And, I didn't see the shot really, but you see the result. 3 incapacitations, 2 target hits, so that's very nice. I, was a bit proud of myself there. So anyway, I see that still A isn't capped, and I think, you know what, why not cap A and try to hit that Ognavoy a little bit. At least support the Minikazi. If ever you played a Minikazi, it's a tier 5 Japanese destroyer. You know that the guns are just crap. They don't even deserve the name. So that's another very nice hit, I admit, especially hitting, beyond 10 kilometers away, hitting a destroyer that's fleeing, a Russian destroyer especially, because they're very fast, is more luck than anything else. Or dumbness on the part of the driver of the destroyer because he's not moving port and starboard, but moving in straight lines. And of course, again, that's a matter of being predictable. So I have no other opposition here except for those 2 battleships that are just coming around now. And I give that Ognavoy one last shot, just hoping to hit something there. And I can tell you right now, I didn't, and my aim was, well, a bit off, you could say. So I'm just trying to not, fire a full broadside, but trying to vary the shots a little bit. So, because I'm normally, even with AP loaded, I should just have a single hit. And then, fortunately, by following my shots, I also see that the Minikazi took out that Ognavoy. So that was a very good one. So this is something that you don't always have very often. You got 2 battleships completely broadside, and their guns are trained onto the starboard side, or straight in this case, and you have a full shot. So, and I have a full broadside loaded, and this is the bitchy side of the Fuso, because in one, you saw that salvo I gave that Cleveland, it was just blown out of the water, and this was at a distance of 8 kilometers, and I didn't hit shit. So this is 4.7 kilometers. And now watch what happens. Straight at the water line, giving it a good shot here, and this should be the end of it. And all I get is 7K. It's not that I wouldn't like to take 7K. It's just completely ridiculous. And you know, that's when you go, you know, the F word. And anyway, he's shooting at me, and I'm pretty frustrated, I have to admit. It seems to be showing, he seems to be shooting HE, which doesn't really make any sense. Well, anyway, because I mean, Nikazi is, I think, the only destroyer around, and that Fuso is not even close to it. So anyway, something else must have hit the Fuso, probably that New York, I guess. Well, anyway, I slowed down, turned to port because I just saw that island, and believe me, it happens, you know, to me even after more than 2,000 battles. I every once in a while I just run into an island. I mean, sometimes it cannot be avoided. Sometimes you do it for, this, you know, avoiding torps or something, or getting out of the way. I don't know, but in this case, it just I didn't want to be stuck there, so I just waited for that Fuso. Admittedly, I gave it a full broadside here, and again, there's a little bug in the replay, and I hit it, you know, and then again, it's like Maria Callas at the Met. You know, you get the most magnificent performance you could probably wish for. It is a diva. And then you do, you know, and it wasn't even a Citadel hit involved. I just did nearly 20,000 damage with just 10 hits, which is of course nice, but you know, no Citadel hits involved. So now, I mean, 7K, it's okay, and I get a high caliber, but still, uh, you know, sometimes it makes you wonder what's going on. Anyway, um, I see that New Mexico coming around as well, so I really want to be quick about finishing off that Fuso. And yeah, kind of strange there because really it's that Fuso. I mean, it's not as though I didn't show him my broadside when he came around, but I kind of took that risk. But why is he not moving into my direction in terms of, you know, angling his armor? I really don't get that. I don't get that. But then, of course, you know, there are different ways of going about playing computer games, and it, you know, nobody says you have to play them perfectly well. So anyway, I see that New Mexico is showing me a good broadside. I scored a hit of 4,800 damage. Uh, Armor slightly angled, and that New Mexico actually has very good armor, especially when it's angled. It's one of those, you know, when you read up on the specifications, it's got this all or nothing principle. So if it's armored well and you hit one of those areas, if it's angled well, I'm sorry, and you hit one of those all areas, it's pretty difficult to make a good hit against that. But then again, of course, showing broadside like that doesn't really help. Got the Confederate here, which is very nice. And the reason why I made this kind of more or less quote unquote stupid movement was I feared if I would have shown him my broadside, I might have taken quite a beating. And you know, you can see only a 15K left, and that definitely is a salvo uh, that New Mexico could deliver and just completely take me out of the game. So I was a bit more careful because, frankly speaking, as long as you're in the game, you can do something about it. You can inflict damage, you can cap, uh, you can def caps, you can do something. So of course, you know, I had to give that a try. I will give it another try, I think, in another one. So anyway, you know, I don't think I'm the only one shooting at mountains in this game. So far, of course, I'm very happy about the way this worked out. And there are only two ships left, the carrier and that battleship. And that carrier is already coming under fire from that Nuremberg. Yep. And that bogue already took some damage. And yeah, probably could have moved a little bit better. I don't know. Anyway, the only thing I really did not want to do is show him my broadside. because that New Mexico can really deliver, I promise you. I don't actually know why people are complaining about the, tier 5, 6, 7 up to the Colorado. Everybody just seems to want to get the North Carolina, but I've had tremendous games in all of those ships, and my win rate was actually very nice. So I'm sorry again, replay bug here, but I still managed to hit that New Mexico for nearly 7K, so that was nice. And but anyway, game's over, right? So thank you for watching. Leave some comments if you want to. Like the video if you want to. And I'm going to deliver a few more videos, so if you want to, you can also subscribe, obviously. And hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much indeed. And maybe, we see each other online. And you can definitely leave a comment. I would definitely enjoy that. So thank you very much indeed, and enjoy playing World of Warships.